Okay. What is up, VOD Watcher Nation? I'm your host, Killer Keems. That's not true. That's not true. I'm not him. Alright, I heard he ran over a dog. I'm sorry, it kills me every time, bro. Keemstar ran over like an animal or something while driving 75 on Christmas Eve. It's fucked up, but it is kind of funny. Alright, what's up, Jax? Welcome back to the stream. How's it going, man? I don't think that guy was ever okay. He has a couple problems. Man, I'm tired. I'm gonna be honest. I was like, what if I just don't stream? And then I was like, well, I'm not gonna stream Monday. And I'm not gonna stream Tuesday. And then I just won't be streaming at all. And that'll be like a week, half a week of just not streaming. I can't do that. What's up, Kento? What's up, Tony dude? Welcome back to the stream. It's Mini Motorway Day! There's a new update, which I think is pretty wicked and awesome. So let me get that up and running. I've been waiting for hours. You've been walking for hours. I was about to say, you shouldn't have to wait too long for the stream. They begin usually at the same time. Turn on analytics collection. I would give my ID to the Mini Motorway team. I would gladly give my ID to Mini Motorways. They deserve it. New map. Oh, let's go. But no, I mean, you're getting your steps in. That's good. I haven't moved. I woke up today at 12, logged onto my computer, had Pop-Tarts for breakfast, and then I just played Fire Emblem 4 all day. I've been playing Fire Emblem 4 for like 2 days straight. It's gotten bad. And good news, I took an exam. For those of you who might know this, I took an exam maybe a couple days ago, and I think it was on Wednesday. I think it was on Thursday. It was on Thursday, and it was my Business 4000 exam, and I got my grade back, and I got a 93, which is pretty good because it's out of 100. 93 out of 100. So things are looking up. I have an exam tomorrow and an exam after that, and I haven't studied for either of them. But I know that if I look in my heart and believe, and you look in your heart and believe, anything can be accomplished through the power of faith in myself. Yippee! Man, I hoped you were gonna play a movie tie-in. I hoped you were gonna play a movie tie-in video games. I'm sorry. Heavy Rain was on Friday. That's basically a movie. My speech was about walking. That's true, your speech was about walking. You got a standing ovation. Also, I love that game. I thought you were gonna play Heavy Rain. The thing is, I was thinking about it, but I feel like dog shit. So I've been eating a lot of ramen recently, and turns out that when you eat a shit ton of ramen, you ingest a lot of sodium. And you might be thinking, moo, sodium, salt, what are you talking about? What's the big deal? Thank you very much, Jax, for reaching a 20 stream streak. So is FE4 still too big for you? Hold on. That's the thing. That's why I like to do my my full sentence and then do it. I'm sorry. I've turned you into a lesson, Jax. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to turn you into a teachable moment. And so anyways, I've been ingesting too much sodium. That's not good. That's bad. That's very bad. All right. Let me pull something open. I actually remember this, but let me find something. Yeah. All right, in my hands right now, you guys don't see it, but I'm back on 3 again. That's okay. Thanks for watching 3 streams in a row, Kent. I appreciate it. I got a Cup Noodles protein rich savory beef right next to me. Right? And you might be thinking, well, protein noodles, that's probably healthy. All right, hold on. Okay, I'm looking at these just to make sure that I'm not gonna dox myself. I'm gonna put a picture in the Discord. The protein noodles have like 1,000 milligrams of sodium. And for those of you who do not know how much sodium that you need, a healthy body gets like 1,300. It is recommended to keep your intake below 1,300 milligrams of sodium. This single ramen, the single cup goes past your recommended sodium limit. All right, the total amount of sodium that you should ingest in a day should not go past 2,500. This puts you like over halfway there, and this is one of the healthier ones. So anyways, I'm gonna be eating a lot less ramen in the future. I'm gonna be eating a lot less of that, so yikes. That was scary. It was so scary. It was like, because the thing is, my friend was like, oh yeah, I have ramen, but I'm trying not to eat as much because of the sodium. And I was like, who gives a fuck about sodium? All right. What do you mean there's too much sodium? I thought it was my friend being some healthy mumbo jumbo nonsense, okay? That was not the case at all. This was serious shit. All right. I've been ingesting way too much sodium. So I don't love that, to be honest. Not a massive fan. What if I just do this? That's probably fine. So you're gonna are you gonna answer my question about FE4? I was still talking about sodium, buddy. Alright, how much sodium are you consuming? Is it less than the daily recommended amount by the United States Health Organization? I'd look into that if I were you, pal. Alright, hold on. Can you just go through here? Is that possible? Yeah, anyways, FE4 is still too big. I think the maps are really big, and I think there's a lot of downtime, and that's really boring. And I think, for those of you who don't know about Fire Emblem 4, the gimmick is that there aren't as many chapters. In a Fire Emblem game, there will usually be about 20 to 25 chapters. In Fire Emblem 4, there are like 10 chapters, but each chapter is like 3 chapters rolled inside of itself. Just wait for the arena, buddy. What do you mean? Is that like a chapter in there? I don't know. You wait for the arena. The chapters are already too big. I'm already negative on the chapters. Seeing a bigger one is probably only going to strengthen my stance. What do I need to wait for? Is the arena like a really good map? But no, there's a lot of downtime, which for those of, it's hard to explain to people who really don't know Fire Emblem, which is fair. You shouldn't have to. In Fire Emblem, there's a support system, and usually in the newer games, it's pretty easy, it's pretty succinct, it's pretty awesome, right? However, in the older games, the support system was a lot slower. What you need to do is put 2 units next to each other and just fucking sit there and do literally nothing for like 50 turns for support. And I always looked at that and went, that's the dumbest fucking thing possible. Who the fuck would ever want to do that? Well, it turns out in Fire Emblem 4, it's actually mandatory. You mandatorily have to do it. You need to sit fucking 2 units next to each other for like 1,000,000 turns. So no wonder everybody does that. I remember thinking to myself, what a stupid mechanic. Thank God they fixed it in the newer versions. Clearly, the only reason it was there in the first place was because it was there in Fire Emblem 4. The average American consumes over 3,400 milligrams daily, far exceeding recommendations. I would like to maintain within recommendations. Alright, I'd like to stay within what I'd like to stay in my lane, kind of. So that was, that was scary. And like, I think yesterday I had 2,500. And while I was eating my 2,500 milligram, I was like, man, I'll probably be okay. I'm a young, spry guy. I'm probably not the healthiest in my cohort of like heart health. I'm probably like less healthy than the average 21-year-old. But in terms of like Americans, I'm definitely in the healthier cohort of them. So it's probably fine. But I was like, it scared me. Yeah, WoW hasn't gotten past the prologue yet. I just don't remember the prologue. It's been a while. Alright, listen, pal. You're old, and also El Buzzo. I don't know. I think the game is fun. I think Fire Emblem 4 is fun, but there's just so much fucking downtime that it's annoying. Criminally so. And there's so many things you have to look up on the internet for the game to even be remotely reasonable, that I also think that kind of sucks. I know old games used to have guides that would come with them in the mail. Sometimes you'll, like, if you, like right now, if you tried to play Zelda, the original Zelda, like blind, you wouldn't be able to do it. Because there's so much shit that would just be like in the guide that you would need to read in order to discover. And I think FE4 is the same way in the sense that there's a bunch of just hogwash garbage, you know? And I think the game at its core is fun. I do like Fire Emblem, I do enjoy it. But there's just so much like annoying negative shit that I was like, because I was thinking about playing it on stream. I was playing it before stream, I'll probably play it after stream. And I was like, do I want to just play this on stream? Because I'm going to be playing it anyways. And I was like, do I really want people to just see me fucking loading save states over and over and over again? Because the combat UI window and the weight mechanic and how chapters work is all bullshit? No, I don't want people to watch me doing that. That's not fun. So I just didn't do it. Alright, what we're actually going to do here is link this. Which sucks, because I really expect it to be better. I think a remake, like Gaiden, or like the Gaiden remake could be pretty good for it. But as it stands right now, I think FE4 is deeply flawed. I do understand why people like it though. I think it's fine. I haven't even gotten to the second generation yet. I'm on chapter 4. But you know, once again, I'm over here trying to play the video game. The video game doesn't want to be played. But yeah. But no, I haven't, like how FE5 came with a VHS. I didn't even know that, but I believe it 100%. What if I do this? There we go. And I can't. Alright, whatever. You're on chapter 4 and didn't use the arena? Yeah, I know what the fucking arena is. You think I don't know what the arena is? What's wrong with you? You mentioned the arena earlier. I thought you were referring to something other than the arena already. Because frankly speaking, I don't really understand what you meant when you said it. I'm in a little bit of a bad mood. Alright, FE4 is an annoying game. And I'm malnutritioned right now. Alright, all I've had is ice cream and Pop-Tarts. And you might be listening to that and going, wow, sounds like someone's having a good day today. You are in middle school if you're thinking that right now. Alright, I am malnutritioned. I need to go and get food, but food is expensive. It's so expensive. Alright, Donald fucking J. Trump over here putting tariffs on fucking the countries that they're harvesting the child meat from to put in the fucking McDonald's burgers, making them more expensive than they have to be. Like, what the fuck am I gonna... So I'm in a little bit of mood, but I'm trying my best. I said I'd stream. Alright, and when have I lied? Don't think about all the times I've lied. I do that often. But yeah. No, let me see. Are you going to answer my question about FE4? And then I said, yes, it's too big and there's a lot of downtime. And you said, just wait for the arena, buddy. Which doesn't really make that much sense, because the only way to use the arena is to get inside of a castle and do even more downtime. Traditionally, I just use arenas at the very beginning, which extends the shit out of my prep time, which is already very long. Alright, how do I want to do this? I have one bridge. I can just do this and that. Or I could link this here. I feel like this would add a bunch of stress to it. But no, I don't know what you mean when you say wait for the arena, buddy. I've been using it. I don't get it. It's fine. It's okay. Let's see. Thank you very much, Kenta, for redeeming that nap Pikmin. I woke up at 12, dude. My whole shit is like fucked. My whole shit is fucked right now. Happy birthday, Tony, dude. We're gonna say in your birthday. Happy birthday. Wow, what a magical birthday experience. I'm gonna put a traffic light right here because that looks like hell. I need road tiles, but I also need a tunnel. I'm sorry, I was using the arena as an example of how bad it gets. So the arena actually has you fucking doing something at least. Alright, when you just gotta sit there waiting and like moving two characters across the map at the speed of a fucking SNES game. God, how did people play video games 50 fucking years ago? Cause all that shit is bad. How did people do it? Alright, low key, if I was around in the fucking, when did video games start coming out? If I was around in the 80s, if I was around in the 70s and 80s, my ass would never have become a gamer. That shit is not fun. They used to just do bullshit. Shozo Kaga, he's a fucking fraud. Alright, I'll say it. That's the Fire Emblem guy, by the way. He used to be the Fire Emblem guy. He got fired for being weird. Not weird as in like, you know, he's a sexual pest. But weird just in the sense that he's like he's like an art guy. You know how like there'll be creatives in their field. Like you'll get some people who won't compromise on their vision and they have distinct artistic like ideas that they want to do. I think he was one of those guys. I would have loved it and could have beaten the giant head guy from regular show. No, they fired him for working with Sony. Ah. Well, thank God, because FE4 sucks. FE4 is fine. I'm being negative about it because it's boring. There's so much fucking downtime. It feels it's crazy. It's genuinely crazy. Sometimes I'm having fun and then it's like, oh, okay, well, now it's time for 10 minutes of nothing and then I get to have fun again. I feel like a fucking rat in a Skinner trap. What was I looking for? Oh, who's the giant head guy from regular show? I feel like I'm getting fucking experimented on. Oh, it's the guy. This is the Donkey Kong guy, I think. Villains Wiki. I don't think I've ever been on the Villains Wiki. You know, I don't really go to this place. Hi, this is, oh my God. The Secret 1070. He sent me a personal message. Evildoer. Oh, boo yourselves. I'm Garrett Bobby Ferguson. Oh, GBF. Giant beard face. You record holder for a game called Broken Bones. Are they not gonna... He's based on Bobby Mitchell, right? Face closely resembles that of Bobby Mitchell, but definitely has no relation. For legal reasons, I bet. Alright. Am I? Hey, I did it! I beat Cape Town! I got 400 trips! Now all I need is 1,000. Now all I need is 2,000. And then I need Elite. But yeah, I need like food. I need like real food. I got J. Cole tickets yesterday. That wasn't fun. It was too expensive. Alright, listen, it's time for me to start picking fights. I've already been doing it. It's time for me to go into overdrive. I have a friend. I always say I have a friend, and I describe the same, like, girl. It's always the same one. I don't have that many friends in the real world. And she got BTS tickets because she's interested in BTS, I guess. And she bought tickets for like a group of people or something, but she didn't like organize anyone doing it with her. And so she's like, I'm gonna find out if people want to go to the BTS concert with me, but they'll have to pay. Which, first of all, it's like, okay. I mean, I guess that makes sense. You bought the tickets and you want them to pay for it. And then if they don't, I'll resell the tickets to recoup my losses. So she's not gonna go alone. Or maybe she is? She bought different tickets? They're seated together? I don't know what the deal is. But she's buying tickets, hoping that people she knows will come and be willing to like pay for them. And if they don't, she'll resell them on the internet for a profit. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not an event guy. I do not go to events often. The last event I went to was the Atlanta Hawks game, where I paid $44 for tickets. And looking at the Atlanta Hawks, you can go look it up. Looking at the Atlanta Hawks right now, $44, I got fucking scammed. It was a good game, but I could have paid less. And personally, I hate scalpers a lot. I think most people do. I think this is the opinion that most people hold. All right, scalpers are dare I go so far as to say subhuman? Maybe, right? And it feels like to me that what she's doing is like kind of scalping. All right, I don't know if that's a crazy thing to say. To me, it feels like she's scalping a little bit, which, you know, fuck scalpers. Maybe this is normal etiquette. But fuck scalpers. You might be wondering, what does this have to do with now? Did you buy the BTS tickets, Moo? No, I did not buy the BTS tickets. I'm afraid I only know Dynamite and Butter. So I tried to get J. Cole tickets. J. Cole is a popular rap artist. For those of you who don't know him, he's one of the quote-unquote big three, although some would go so far as to say there is no such thing. And that is just a big me. That's just that's just a reference. Don't mind that. And all of the tickets were sold out pretty soon. They're sold out like, and for Atlanta, it's just big K. Are you fucking serious? Can I put a motorway over a mountain? Christ. Okay. It's just big K. Some rappers would go so far as to say it's just the one big guy, but that's besides the point for now. But he did a ticket holder, or he did like a sale, and they all like sold out within a day. And then he opened it up again and they sold out within a day again. And so I couldn't get any tickets. And so I log on to one of the ticketing sites because apparently he sold them on Ticketmaster. So I logged on to StubHub. And would you look at that? There's a shit ton of tickets. And personally, I hate it. I hate people who scalp. I hate people who buy and then go like, oh, well, I actually bought this and didn't prepare enough. And so now I'm just going to sell it for a profit because I deserve it. You don't deserve shit. You don't deserve shit for buying tickets that you may or may not want. And then when things don't go through for you, you're like, oh, I should at least sell them for a profit. Like, fuck you. You shouldn't have bought the fucking tickets anyways. And when you say profit, you just mean market price because you want money. Because I know for damn fucking sure that she's not going to fucking clack out in a fucking keyboard how much she paid. And then just fucking put it on there. She's going to find, like, an easy price for her to sell at that's decided by all these other fucking scalpers and just put them on there. So fuck everyone else who wants to watch the BTS concert. It's fucking insane. I had to pay $100 for J. Cole tickets. I like J. Cole. $100? I love the Atlanta Hawks game. That was 44. I'm gonna go see another Hawks game soon. They are selling for $7. $7. All right. I don't know. Listen. I'm sure J. Cole concert is going to be great. I'm sure I'm going to have a great time. But I will never forget this injustice. Ever. I swear on my soul. What's up, Percy Show? I'm talking about ticket resellers and concerts and events. As someone who doesn't go to them, I have a very how do I say it? Raw. A very raw opinion of them. I only want to buy really old Lego sets because I want the figures in the build. God, how expensive are those, man? That feels like it could be expensive as balls. That feels like it could be pretty expensive. Yeah. So far, everything's actually going great. They don't tell you South Africa is actually a very easy city to build for, I guess. But yeah, I'm going to a J. Cole concert in Atlanta. I had to buy parking too. I hate how expensive Lego is. I hate how expensive the thing about Legos is crazy, because like concerts are expensive because of all the resellers. Legos are expensive because the people at the little headquarters go, let's increase the price to $5 million, and everybody goes hee 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 hee. You know, it's weird because everybody has a good brand perception of Lego. But when you look at their pricing strategy, they're much more akin to Disney, and Disney gets a lot of hate for it. I'm never gonna go interact with Disney because they're too fucking expensive. I know I'm getting ripped off if I even think of going to one of those fuck-ass Disney parks. But Lego's low-key the same thing. You know? They're doing the same shit. It sucks, because they do. The thing is, I like Legos more than I like Disney stuff. I like Legos more than I like the Disney parks. You know? because Legos are like cool. They're kind of neat. All right, hold on. I gotta lock in real quick. Can I funnel? I can funnel. You're about to watch the craziest funnel of all time. All right, so all of these blues will just go through here, and this will clear the road for all these whites, which is good. And then we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do that. Boom. Bam. Boom. There we go. And so now they don't really cross each other. Is there anything else? You're fine. You're fine. If there's any greens that are getting weird, I can pump these guys to them. I'm just kind of leaving these guys because, to be frank with you, I don't really know what to do. But these is getting busy. So in actuality, it might be my best interest to... go to... I don't love how the white stuff is filled up here. Like, this does suck. I'll just wait for another mini motorway. Because I think with all of this being cleared up, I think it might be okay. I think it might salvage itself a little bit. Alright. It's finally time to read chat. I've been neglecting you, I'm sorry. Disney also did kill some animals, not a joke. I believe it. Disney killed a person. You know that? Disney killed like a human being and like nothing bad happened. Both Lego and Disney almost have a monopoly in their respective industries, which sucks. Yeah, it does suck. Oh, no. I don't think Disney has a monopoly, to be honest. I don't think Disney has a monopoly on theme parks. I think Universal, as a whole, is a better alternative option, and they've kind of captured a lot of the same market that Disney has. You might be wondering, what do you mean a lot of the same market? Well, I got something for you. What's one thing that can go band for band with the Marvel universe in terms of how many or a lot of like older people who like have the child in their heart and can spend a lot of money to go to theme parks likes? Harry Potter. And Universal has a shit ton of Harry Potter bullshit. My mom is one of those fuckers. I waited in a line for 3 hours for some dumb shit fuckhead Harry Potter ride. It was not worth it. The worst part is that it was a good ride. I really enjoyed it. But it was not worth 3 hours wait time. But my mom really wanted to do it. Really wanted to do it. You know, the Harry Potter obsession is just as strong, if not stronger, than Marvel. So I think in terms of theme parks, Disney definitely has an equal, and I would say better. I like Universal Studios better. They also just have cooler rides. Like, listen, I'm a grown man, okay? So the Disney experience is not made for me. I do not care about the princesses. I do not care about Woody and Buzz. I saw Nemo and I liked it. I saw Cars and I liked it, and I liked Cars 2. I saw it when I was young, and no matter how many snooty people talk to me about it, I like the fact that they have the British guy and they have Tomato. He's funny when he eats the wasabi, okay? Star Wars, they do have Star Wars. Star Wars, I think, is probably more apt to Harry Potter, to be honest, than Marvel. I like Shrek. That's a Universal. That's fun. I actually like Shrek more than the Pixar stuff, but I'm a grown man, so Disney is not made for me. Universal's more made for me. But I'm beginning to think, who's Disney really made for? Because their Star Wars shit ain't even that good. They had like a hotel. They had a Star Wars hotel. That shit did not work out for them. They canceled that. The only thing remaining of the Star Wars hotel is a very popular Jenny Nicholson video. You know how crazy that is? A massive corporation, famous for its domination on culture. And the only thing they got to like memorialize one of their largest like attempts into the hotel LARPing space is a YouTube video by Jenny Nicholson. Owned, truly. Very sad for them, not me. I don't care. I was never gonna go. It cost too much. I'm gonna get owned here really bad. Okay. All these fucking highways are in my way. There aren't enough orange people getting to where they need to go. And that is a problem. So how can I fix that? Like this, that's gonna connect this. That's gonna connect that. I see it. There's a hidden path. There's a hidden path. You just gotta believe it. And then we go here. And then we go here. So now these guys can go do this and that, and they're already doing this. I don't listen, low-key, I don't know what to do about that. They already have a bunch of stuff. I like Star Wars, but not Disney Star Wars. I think that's the opinion most people have. I do really like Andor. I think Andor is really good. I think it's a phenomenal show. But that doesn't make me like Disney Star Wars. I think, you know, it's one of those things where like somehow a really good thing was created from this. And I'm not gonna be like, oh, Disney Star Wars is so good just because Andor is really good. Because Andor was meant to have like 5 seasons, and they only cut it down to 2 because they just didn't have the budget or cojones for it, which sucks. I think Andor Star Wars is probably the only good thing. The thing is, I really like Rogue One, and then I saw Andor Star Wars, and I was like, Rogue One sucks ass. Andor was so good, it made me dislike the one Disney Star Wars thing that I actually liked. Andor is really good. If any of you have Disney Plus, or if any of your guys' moms have Disney Plus and you have access to it, I would truly, truly, truly recommend it. I'm getting owned here. It's Cuck City population, me. I don't think I'm making it out of this one, guys. I'll take 30 road tiles. I don't think I'm making it out of here. Yeah. I have a bunch of tunnels. Is mini motorways or mini metro better in your opinion? I like mini motorways. I can understand why people would enjoy mini metros, but to me, it feels like mini motorways is kind of a greater culmination of what they do. Cause like, it just feels like mini metro, but like more. And I like that. You know, it's more chaotic. There's more freedom. It's more stressful. Like this shit isn't, listen. This shit's just not fucking happening. Mini Metro. Alright, look at this. I'm about to fail in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different places immediately. All at once. You know, I've screwed myself in such an insane way, and I can't even see it because all these fuck-ass highways. Personally, I really like mini motorways. I think it's one of those things where it's like, you play the game and you're like, this is really good, and they learn a lot, and when they make the sequel you're like, damn, you know, this is actually good. All right, tunnels are stupid because I just played all of that and we didn't really need tunnels, but maybe I wasn't thinking hard enough. But yeah, also they update a lot of mini motorways, so there's a lot more gameplay. I think, I don't know if they still update mini metro. I do own it. I played a lot more on my phone. Let me just be clear. I played a lot more on my phone. So 10.4 hours is not accurate. Let's see. The last update was in 2025. Labor of Love. Labor of Love is crazy. Yeah, they did add new apps, which is cool. But personally, I'm a mini motorways guy. I'd love it if they fucking released, I don't even know what would be next. Mini Skylines or some shit. That would be awesome. That'd be really cool. I'd love it if they created a sequel. Because my ass is not beating mini motorways. This game is too hard. It's too tough. I don't got that dog in me. Alright, I don't know how to do 2,000 trips. One of these days I'll lock in, but that's not going to be anytime soon. Open TTD is like all of those combined. I don't know that one. But then Open TTD is old. I did just talk about how old video games are actually awful, so I don't know if I'm willing to use it. Oh fuck, that's right, there is a new follower. Yesterday, I think it was while I was off stream, EN01001. So shout out that guy. I think it's really cool that they followed me. Sorry, I feel like I might be a little sick, so I need to hydrate. I wish I was a fan of something so stupid and then try to make it a political... You can make a political party for anything, you know. You don't even live in America, Tony, dude. I'm pretty sure you have a, do you have a parliamentary place? If you have a parliamentary democracy, you can run for a seat in your parliament. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You got political mobility. That's cool. I'm trying to adjust the fucking camera, but it's not really working. But yeah, I was watching while I was playing not Final Fantasy, while I was playing Fire Emblem 4 today. This guy came up on my YouTube feed, Redeemed Zoomer, talking about God. And like, I'm not religious. And he'll say shit and he'll be like, this is the craziest thing ever. He'll be like, there are too many women priests in churches. And low key, I didn't know that was that crazy. You know, these churches are too crazy they're too liberal. They're too liberal. I was like, can you believe that they have women bishop or women priests? And I go, I guess so. I never thought there couldn't be. Oh, he's funny. He's not funny intentionally, but he's funny. I'm for the cheetahs eating people's faces party. Hey, they won't eat my face. That's why it's okay. I believe in the guy from Spy Kids 3D. I don't want to be that guy with you, Tony, dude, but you're gonna need to be more specific. It's been a long time since I watched Spy Kids 3D. I do not remember all of the shenanigans that they get into. Also, there are a lot of guys in Spy Kids 3D. But yeah. And it's like, can you believe the liberal churches? Is like, oh, yeah, I can't. The guy who says he is the guy. The guy who says that he is the guy and dies. You know, maybe I'll just have to, maybe I'll just have to like rewatch it sometime soon because I don't remember him. Elijah Wood, I'm afraid I don't know him. Unless that's the actor's name, in which case I still don't know him. Alright, how do I want to do this? Segregation is bad, but at this stage of the game, it's not crazy to do. Let's see, we'll do this, and then that, and then we'll just do-si-do. There we go. The greens are all doing them things. How big can a draw picture redeem be? What if I ask you to draw every toy from Toy Story? You'll get my attempt. The size of the picture depends on my ability, you know? So you're not gonna like... You've seen my art. If you ask me to draw like one thing, I'll try. And if you draw a bunch of things, I'll try commensurately less. The amount of effort I put in is static. And then depending on how many things you want me to draw, it'll be like split among those things. You know, my drawing ability is like a cup of water. And if you want one drink, one picture, then it's one drink. But if you want a bunch of pictures, then the littler sips, you know? So that's how it goes, I think. By all means. Although I don't remember a lot of the toys from Toy Story. How many can I name? Slinky Dog, Woody, Buzz, Jessie, that's 4. Piggy Bank, 5. What if I redeem one for each toy from Toy Story? Then I suppose I'd have to draw all of them, maybe. This might turn into an art stream. Although, just to be clear, I don't have my pen or my pad on here, so... Don't expect the Mona Lisa, which I know you do. I know you expect the world of me, but you know, don't get too crazy. Can you draw an Among Us character? Yes, I can draw an Among Us character. All right, that's right. I was naming Toy Stories. Buzz, Woody, Slinky Dog, Jessie, Squeezy from Toy Story 2, he's the penguin. Piggy Bank, the T-Rex, I don't know his name. His name is Rex, I know his name. The little army guys, does the keyboard count? Does the keyboard that they used to speak count? Like the bip bop bop bop? I remember Lotso. Mr. Potato Head, I did forget about him. I did forget about Mr. Potato Head. Let's see what else. Bo Peep. Mrs. Potato Head, Barbie, Ken. Those are good calls, guys. I remember the monkey. I remember the monkey with the symbols. Not the symbols like the fuck like. I was gonna draw a swastika on the road, like as a symbol, but like symbol like clang, not symbol like Nazi, you know? Anyways, the soldier guy. I said the Green Army Men. I said the Green Army Men. Is that everything? No, no. Zerg, the Prospector. The horse. I don't know his name. The horse for Woody. That might be it. Etch a Sketch. I think I said that guy already. That's it. Yeah, those are all the people I know. So if you ask me to draw all the Toy Story characters, those are the ones I draw. I don't remember. Oh, the race car. I remember the race car. He's the one that chases the U-Haul truck. I do remember him. I had one as a kid. It looks like I'm winking. I'm not. It's just picking me up weird. You gotta understand, I do have glasses, and so it's like, this guy has glasses. I think I should detect it in the strangest way possible. Alright, how do I want to do this? Because I could do straight down the line here. And that wouldn't be too nuts. I'm just segregating them because it's easier. I remember some guys saying Lotso. I was never afraid of the peak bear, but he's an intimidating figure. Coraline is not from Toy Story. That's all I got. Those are all I remember. Is there one from... Yeah, that's it. Oh, the telephone. The telephone from Toy Story 3. I've only seen the first 3. I know there's a 4th one. When did the 4th one come out? Toy Story 4 release date. Toy Story 4 was in 2019. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's so long. It's been 7 years since Toy Story 4. It feels so new. I never saw it. I wasn't a grown man. I was in high school. I was in my first year. Wait, when did it come out? June? Okay, it was the summer between middle school and high school for me. And I was like, I don't really want to watch it. And to be fair, it looks weird. I don't like the way this looks. Triceratops! I don't like the way it looks. Is it just me? Like, it looks weird. It doesn't look like the old Toy Story. It just looks strange or different. Toy Story 3. The thing is, and then we go back to 2010, and you gotta understand, 9-year difference. I must have been when? 2004 is when I was born. 2010. So I must have been like, what, 5? I was 5 when this movie came out. This is a heater. This is a good one. Yeah, that makes sense. Assuming that this did not come out on December 30th or December 31st, I was 5 when this movie released. What's up, Minos Prime? We're talking about Toy Story. They will not stop milking Toy Story, bro. When you think about it, it's been 7 years since Toy Story 4, and it was 9-year difference between Toy Story 3 and Toy Story 4. Yeah, no, yes. It was 9 years between Toy Story 3 and Toy Story 4, and it's been 7 years since Toy Story 4 released. So like, I'm with you. I think they should stop milking it, but they're not doing nothing crazy. You know what I mean? It's not like the Star Wars movies where they make like a bajillion of them in like a year and then everybody gets burned out and they're like, oh, well, I guess the Star Wars movies aren't very good anymore. Man, this whole separation thing. I don't want to keep calling it segregation. It's working kind of well. It's kind of working out. Huh? How would it work today? If Toy Story came out to okay, so here's the thing, right? Actually, let's open up IMDb again. I saw a good post about this, and I've definitely brought this up before, but this is definitely worth like oh my god, Toy Story 5 is real? I thought that was a joke. I thought they were memeing. I didn't know they were actually coming out with a 5th one. What? I thought that was a joke. I didn't know this was real. I thought I had imagined this or something. Damn. Toy Story 2. Alright, Toy Story. Toy Story 1. Weirdly enough, Toy Story, alright, let's see. 4 years, and then Toy Story 2, and then Toy Story 3 was 11 years difference? 11 years between Toy Story 2 and Toy Story 3. That's crazy. That is insane. What do you mean you thought Toy Story 5 was a joke, man? I didn't think it was real. I don't pay attention to Toy Story. I guess this applies to Toy Story. I wasn't even born when the first 2 came out. I watched them, and then the 3rd one came out. But there's a growing sense, not a growing sense. It's a real and true analyzed thing, where video game companies and movie companies are now producing slower than ever. Of the things. Oh fuck. Hold on. Are now producing the content, are now producing popular things slower than ever, is what I'm trying to say. And Toy Story, I think, somehow managed to evade this. BioShock the movie, that's not real. I don't think that's real. I'm not willing to believe it. Actually, it's better like this, where you know, you think of the video games you grew up with. They came out with a lot of them. You know what I mean? You didn't just play one video game and go like, this is the greatest thing of all time. You played multiple, like you played multiple, not of the same game, but of different games over the same thing. And now they're just making it different. Like when I was a kid, I watched, I think, you know, they were coming out with new seasons of Ben 10, they were coming out with new seasons of Generator Rex pretty frequently, pretty regularly. And now, if you, like, I watched Stranger Things, season 1. It's been like a decade. I could have grown up with Stranger Things, but I didn't because it took so long. And also, I fucking despise long movies, long TV shows. Hi, Moo. What's up, Deebs? Welcome back to the stream. How's it going? I'm talking about how, well, I'm trying to talk about, I'm not being very elucidatory. I'm not very illuminated. I'm not very illuminating it. I'm not illuminating it very well. But like, you know, Pokemon is so big because Pokemon games came out all the time. Before I was a grown man, before I was in high school, I played Heart Gold, I had played Black, I had played Pokemon Heart Gold, Pokemon White, Pokemon Black 2, Pokemon X, and Pokemon Moon. I played Pokemon Y actually, and Pokemon Sun and Moon, right? I played so many of those Pokemon games, and now I'm always going to be a Pokemon fan. All right, it is a curse that has been bestowed onto me, like I've been fucking branded like cattle, which is funny considering how, you know, it's the Moobody, right? But they're just not running that shit like they used to. You know, everything takes super long. Everything, like, Breaking Bad came out on like a yearly release schedule. Pluribus is gonna take like 2 to 3 years for another season. That's crazy, right? Like, that's insane. You have all these resources, and what it does is it speaks to a fundamental inability in the world right now to produce and create things at a reasonable like level. It speaks to just a fundamental a stupidity, really, or like a failure in the system somewhere to actually create things that people want in a timely manner. And I think that's a little crazy. You know, like low-key, hurry the fuck up, Vince. I've seen Pluribus episode 1. It can't be that crazy to film. Alright? I've seen the first episode of Pluribus. It is not that high budget. It's not even like it, CG. Like, here's the thing. I'm gonna hit you with a truth nuke right now. You're probably thinking this guy's waffling all over his words. He doesn't know what I'm talking about. I'm about to hit you with the biggest fucking truth bomb. Okay? Back to IMDb. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. 2018. And then the other one came out 5 years later in Across the Spider-Verse. It's now been like, what, 3 years? They said they were going to release it within one. They said they were going to release it like 2025. 2024, 2025. It is 2026. There is no release date for the sequel. All right, now we're looking 3-year difference, 5-year difference. Okay. All right, maybe I caught it on the way out because 2019. I feel bad for the animators. I did hear they got treated poorly, so I hope they're being treated better. But apparently just things weren't really working out. 2018, right? I was in middle school at this time. Across the Spider-Verse. I graduated high school. 5 years is so long in a child's life. I was in middle school, and then I graduated high school when this movie came out. When did this movie come out? Give me the actual day, because 2013 is enough to cut it, buddy. I'm going to bomb IMDb. I'm going to bomb IMDb. The summer of my graduation, right? That's crazy. That is a crazy long time. Now, Spider-Man 2002. Spider-Man 2 2004. Spider-Man 3 2007. That's 2-year gap, 3-year gap. All right, 3 movies in 5 years. They just don't fucking do that shit anymore. All right, 2 movies in 5 years? You will see people talk about these movies like God came down from the heavens and fucking sucked the cock of whoever was watching the movie theater. Okay? You'll hear people talk about these movies like they're the greatest thing since sliced bread. I haven't seen them. Maybe they are. But I think part of that is because if you grew up with these movies, every couple years you get Spider-Man. And that's awesome. And that's cool. Every couple years I'd get Pokemon. And it's cemented itself into these people. And they just don't do that shit anymore. And I think the failure to do that is what's led to, like, dare I say it, less fandom, I think. Not even less fandom, because I don't know, there's something weird and different. And it's an intangibility that I don't know well enough to speak on. But if you look at things today, and if you look at things in the past, in terms of, like, I'm really excited about this, it's just different in a strange way. And all the holdouts are gradually phasing away. Like, Game of Thrones came out, I think, fairly regularly. I never watched it, I didn't know. But I'm pretty sure it came out fairly regularly. Then Season 8 came out, it took a while, and bam! Like a bomb. And besides the ending for that, you gotta think, what other shows were coming out on a consistent, like, basis like that? You know? That's true. Even the Harry Potter movies came out one after another, basically 100%. And, like, they're trying to recapture that. They're trying to. I know they're doing a Harry Potter TV show. They're doing a Percy Jackson TV show. But, like, other than those, I just don't know what's out there. What's getting produced at the same amount, other than Pokemon. But I don't want to speak on Pokemon. I'm upset with Pokemon right now. Legends Arceus was probably the greatest Pokemon game I've literally ever played, and then they bungled ZA really hard, and that makes me upset. That's besides the point. Best thing to do here would be to link this like this, and then I need a roundabout, but I'm not gonna get it. I need a roundabout, but I'm not gonna get a roundabout. And that sucks. Because I'm about to make a fucking 5-way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, this isn't good. But I don't know what else to do here. So we're just gonna hope that it doesn't go poorly. I don't think about it. That was like 8 movies in 11 or 12 years. Exactly. Cow for life. Amen. Moo. That's me. It's just not, you know? I think that's a shame. And even with the bigger movies, I can understand it, I guess. Can I understand it? Hold on. Can I understand it with the bigger movies? What are some of the biggest movies of our time? Filled with special effects. Alright, when did the Star Wars movies come out? Because if they came out within a couple years for each other, then I'm gonna tighten my stance. Episode 4, Star Wars, Episode 5. Three years. Okay. Alright, what about Star Wars Episode VI? 3 years for the fucking Star Wars movies. That's crazy. That's crazy. This is insane. Right? 3 movies, 6 years? 3 movies in 6 years? One coming out every 3 years? That's kind of nuts. That's kind of crazy. They were just doing shit differently back then. You know? They were just moving differently. They were moving like they had to get paid. And now companies just don't have that hunger anymore. Nobody's trying. Nobody wants fans. Even Nintendo nowadays. Even Nintendo nowadays. Right? Everyone who's a fan of Nintendo games or already a fan of Nintendo games, they're not trying to get new people at all. Like, they truly are not trying, which is so fucking stupid because Nintendo's... Listen, I don't want to be mean. Right? I love Nintendo games. Nintendo games are for kids. Nintendo games are for children. Okay? I get it. I love Nintendo games. I think they're great. They are for kids. Super Mario Odyssey came out in 2017. It has been almost a decade since the last 3D Mario game. Alright, can I look up 3D Mario? Is that possible? Can I get a list of all the Mario games? Okay, if I look up Mario games list of video games featuring Mario, I'm gonna kill you if you show me some bullshit. This is some bullshit. Mario franchise. I need you in the gulag. I need you in the gulag. Puzzle games, no. I don't need any of this. I need to listen to the video. I hate Wikipedia so much. I hate Wikipedia so much. List of Mario games. To be fair, technology to catch up. True. Well, you know, the thing is, the prequels were like announced as a different thing. When the prequels got going, I'm sure they were, I'm sure they came out at a faster rate. I think you can take breaks between movies. That makes sense. You should, you know, it's very rare to create fucking 8 movies in 12 years. But like 3 or 4 within less than a decade feels, or like 3 movies within less than a decade feels reasonable. All right. God, all of this is, I fucking hate everyone. I hate everyone involved with all of this. Okay. Let's see. Super Mario 64, 1996. Super Mario Sunshine 2002. This is 6 years. Alright. Super Mario 64 DS. That's a remake, doesn't count. 5 years. Super Mario Galaxy. 3 years. Super Mario Galaxy 2. Super Mario 3D Land 2011. 3D World. 2 years. 1 year difference. 2 year difference. I'm not counting Captain Toad. I heard it's good. 4 year difference to Super Mario Odyssey. Nothing. They have not made another 3D Mario game in almost 10 years. That's crazy. That is insane. Alright. I became a fan right here. Alright. I had a DS. I played this game. I was born in 2004. This game came out before I was born. Catch up to Mario Galaxy. Catch up to Mario Galaxy 2. I'm gaming. I'm starting to game now. Super Mario 3D Land comes out. Boom. Super Mario 3D World comes out. Boom. Mario Odyssey comes out. I'm still in middle school at this time. Boom. Nothing. Alright, now hold on. Can I look up Pokemon? Is that possible? Is there a search function on here? If I Pokemon. List of the Pokemon games. Can I get that? It's my why does Beautifly pop up? Alright. Let's say I started with Heart Gold Soul Silver. 1 year later, Black and White. 2 years later, Black and White 2. 1 year later, X and Y. 1 year later, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. 2 years later, Ultra Sun and Moon. Fuck Ultra Sun and Moon, whatever. Fuck this game, although I did play it. 3 years later, alright, I'm cutting the nicks here. 3 years later, Sword and Shield. Alright. 3 years later, Legends Arceus. This one doesn't count. I didn't love that one. This one's goated. Alright. All I'm saying is that these games came out a lot more frequently, and they came out during my childhood, and there's a reason why I'm not a fucking... Listen, I like the Mario games. I think they're cool. I'm not like a Mario fan. If you come up to me on the street and go, are you a fan of the Mario games? I'll say, they're alright, yeah, I like them. But I'm not like Mr. Mario. Super Mario Z, when's that coming out? I get why stop motion takes so long. That's the thing that I truly can understand stop motion, because those movies take a while, you know? They never came out with fucking Coraline 2 within 3 years of the first one. Alright, that never happens, that never will happen. But games and movies and TV shows used to be mediums where it did not take that long to come out with a sequel and to build on each other and to provide a brand and experience that people enjoy. And like, video games have gotten more expensive and they have gotten more complicated. So maybe I'll give them maybe I'll give them a pass, because let's be real here. Pokemon kind of fell off after when we saw it. The Switch jumped to Pokemon, big fall off. All right, so they came out every 2 to 3 years. Yeah, they look like they came out every 1 year, frankly, right? So that's different, but TV shows, I have seen Pluribus episode 1, and as far as I'm aware, Pluribus episode 1 and the rest of the show does not get crazy. Well, in terms of plot, I'm sure it does get crazy, but in terms of like visual effects and the difficulty in filming, I don't think it gets crazy. How the fuck is it taking how the fuck is this not a yearly release or every 2 years? How is this not as easy as Breaking Bad? Because visually speaking, it looks as easy as Breaking Bad. Alright. I don't know how they do it. And it's weird because it feels like companies are... Because you can take what I'm saying and you can be like, this guy wants to... why are you talking about? This sounds like a character from Rick and Morty. I haven't seen Rick and Morty that much, so I don't know what character you're talking about. Unless you're calling me Morty, in which case that's really hurtful. GTA games used to come out quickly, so did the first 4 Hitman games. Games nowadays are coming out slower and slower. And I think that's a little strange. I think that is the name of the character. What character? The name of the character is character from Rick and Morty? I don't know character from Rick and Morty. I don't know that guy. Games used to come out faster, and you can look at what I'm saying and take away, and I'd understand, because I don't think I've really opened myself up here. The show that you're talking about, Rick and Morty, I sound like Rick and Morty. Oh, Pluribus? Oh, Pluribus sounds like Rick and Morty? That's very funny. Unfortunately, I do not think that's the case. Pluribus is live action as far as I'm aware. And in the sense that I've seen it be live action. I've watched a little bit of it. But it feels as though movies and TV shows are constantly underutilizing casts, overworking workers, not giving them fair hours, not giving them reasonable hours. And yet, these movies are always taking forever or rushed. It feels like there's barely ever a movie that comes out on time and is good and is solid. And I guess, to me, what that points to is not that to me, what that points to is not that they need to abuse the workers more. It's just that the way they are working is fundamentally flawed. There's an inherent problem in what they are doing that they are trying to solve by utilizing and bullying the fuck out of their workers that clearly cannot be solved. Clearly there's a massive error in this process that is just not solved. I'm not gonna watch the Wuthering Heights movie, not because I'm boycotting it, but just because it doesn't seem interested in me. However, if we need to boycott it, I'm down. I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about the Wuthering Heights. I've literally... No, that's not true. Have you guys seen the clip of Margot Robbie talking about how safe she felt with her co-star? She has a husband, by the way. It was weird. It was weirdly strange, and to be honest, I could never be an actor's husband. Because so help me God, my wife starts talking about another man. I felt safe for him. I kept looking for him on set because he made me feel so safe. Ooh, you'd never see either of us again. I really like when they give job to somebody just because you really like when they give jobs to someone because you're the son of a great movie producer. You like nepotism. Most people would say the opposite of that, Tony D. Usually nepotism doesn't go very well, as far as I'm aware. Usually nepotism ends up in an inferior creation, inferior product, because they haven't worked very hard for it. You know, they've just been given it. You know? That sorry. Listen, it's hard, Tony, dude. You're messaging over text. You know, I don't know. I didn't know. It's hard for me to read your tone when it's just like a chat message. You know what I mean? As an expert on the hold on. As an expert on the original, the movie feels like an unintentional parody. Like the original is this depressing story where everyone is an asshole and the new one is trying way too hard to seem happy and sexy. Listen. You might be of the opinion, and that's probably true. That's probably true. I don't know how to say this. I said it wrong. I think you're right. Sorry, I don't know how to say this. I think you're correct. I think it's weird. I haven't read the original, and I'm not going to see the movie. But I believe you wholeheartedly. And the reason why I say this is because of this. For those of you who haven't heard, this is
Activate cute eyes.
This is Animal Farm, which is a metaphor about communism and stuff. It's by George Orwell, not George Orwell. That's funny. I like it, George Orwell, but no, it's George Orwell. And it's meant to be this whole parable or allegory about communism. This movie is not that. This movie is not that. They've clearly misunderstood what the fuck is going on. Which is crazy. And I think this might point to the sheer failure. If movies like this and movies like Wuthering Heights can be created, and they can't make movies fast, and they can't make movies without overworking their workers, and they can't make movies without underpaying the artists, and they can't make movies and they can't make TV shows without it taking 40 bajillion years for them to come out. How the fuck are movies today any better than movies 40 years ago? Because clearly they're not. Clearly they aren't. Clearly there is such a massive problem on the just the inside of whatever this is that has not been addressed and probably will not be addressed until something major happens. I do not understand the problem. Alright? It's baffling. Truly, it is insane. You know? I remember a time where it used to be like, this anime hasn't come out with a second season. And that's insane. For For those of you who don't know. No game, no life. I'm about to get really anime here, really quick. So if you don't care, you know, take a pee break. You know, leave your phone, take a pee break. I'll be right back. No Game, No Life is an anime series that came out in 2014. It was a running gag among all anime fans at the time that it will never get a season 2. And every time a season 2 would be announced, they'd be like, "Oh my god." I actually don't want this to play because it's adult animation. It says that right now. It says it right there. And it used to be a massive meme. When's No Game, No Life season 2 coming out? And it was so crazy that a season 2 wouldn't come out. That this one anime was the beacon. It was the gold standard of like things just, why hasn't this come out? It was such an anomaly at the time. It was so major that it turned itself into a meme. It was a meme. Alright? How this fucking would not come out with a second season. I think they're coming out with one now. Hello. Hi, N. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for following. Hello. Sorry, I'm talking about, hold on. How do I recap everything? Things aren't getting made as fast as they used to, and also somehow, despite the fact that they're slower than always, things are bad. I guess. It's hard to put into words, but hello, welcome to the stream. I'd love to see a movie adaptation of the Canterbury Tales. That would actually be very interesting. Alright, I think this has come out with a second season, but it used to be so rare and so weird that something so successful that so many people liked would not come out with season 2 in a reasonable time frame. And now it happens all the time. Let's see. A Netflix show I liked, Inside Job, got canceled. That's a bummer. Stranger Things took a million years to come out. That's a bummer. Isn't there like one studio that's constantly putting out 5 isekai slop animes? The failure of anime and the degradation of the medium is real. Not like the country. But that wasn't. But I just mean. But, you know, I mean 100%. You can put out a lot of garbage really fast. But, you know, back in the day, it used to be so crazy that a really popular anime wouldn't get a sequel very quickly. I think I might lose. Oh, I'm sorry, Jax. I didn't read your or Tony Dude's message. I will probably watch that Odyssey movie by Christopher Nolan that actually looks like a good movie based on a book. I saw Oppenheimer and I liked it. I'll probably see... I'll probably watch it. It looks, the thing is, I don't really give a shit if it looks good. I don't like watching trailers anyways. So, it's just like a vibes-based thing. If the vibes of the movies are good, I'll go. That's the reason I saw, One Battle After Another. I saw the trailer, I didn't understand it, but I was like, you know what, might as well. Maybe I should do this. Maybe it's time to actually use the tunnels. Follow the translation. Yo, that's crazy. I did that so long ago. I remember that. That's crazy. You pulled it up. Oh man, what was that manga called? I remember exactly what it is. Skill loan. I think I only completed one. Like 99% interest. Isekai. Hold on, let me find it. Oh no, everything has the numbers 99 in it. So I get it. It's not gonna work. Interest. If I look up interest, is it gonna be romance? Mangadex, stop shitting out on me, dude. Oh, it's a manga. Mangadex is shitting out on me. I wanna find it. No way. No way. I can't believe it. That's so awesome. Yeah, all of this is not what I'm looking for. There's a lot of porn. Thank God I'm not showing this on stream. Oh, I remember what it is. Got that shit up on my For You page. I can't find it. I know exactly. Can I find my uploads? Is that possible? My profile, upload. I can. What do you mean? No data found. You motherfucker. You motherfucker. I've updated something. I still have the supporter tag. Even though I haven't supported. I know what manga you're talking about. I know that one. Skill Lender's Retrieving Tail. I told you it's 10%. Yes. Yes! Oh my god! I remember. I really liked the idea of that manga. Didn't it get like, oh my god, did it get taken off of Mangadex? There's no way, dude. There's no way. That's probably not true. I'm probably just looking it up wrong. That was a very impressive city traffic area. Thank you. I looked up Skill Lender. Yeah, show unavailable chapters. That's me! That's me! That's me! I got taken down 4 years ago. No, that's me! That's me! Okay. So here's the thing, right? It doesn't show it like this. All right, hold on. I'll move me. You probably already know about this, Ian. All right. So I translated a manga a long time ago. I used to be I still read a lot of manga. I used to be really into trashy isekai manga. And so all of the isekai slop, you could say, I read. And this was one of them. And I was like, the concept of this was really interesting. As interesting as it was really interesting for the time. Hero's Party like expels a member, and then the member has like this weird gimmick, and the hero party fails and the member survives. All right, tried and true, a shit ton of it. This was interesting because it was based on like banking loan bullshit with like percentages, and I thought it was really cool. And Galaxy Degen Scans, a really big scan group, did 1.1 and 1.2. And if you know these people, which probably most people don't. Most people didn't. I only translated one thing. It was this. I thought I'd do it more often. I never ended up doing it because it's just, you know, NTL. And now there's AI doing it, so there's definitely no need for me to do it because everyone who wants to do MTL will just fucking pump into ChatGPT. This was before ChatGPT. I was using Japanese language websites, Google Translate, a different translating site. I was cross-referencing. I was reading 1 and 2 over and over again. Person scams hero party with compound interest and makes them go into skill debt. Yes. And so Galaxy Degen Scans, if you know them, what they'll do a lot of the time is they'll translate 1 or 2 chapters of a manga. They translated 1.1 and 1.2, and they'll like leave it to die a little bit. You know, they'll just put it out here. Hold on, let me transition real quick. Let me go to the Mangadex homepage, make sure there's no porn so I can actually show it to you guys. Because if there is porn, I don't want to pull it up. Oh, yeah. Let's see if I can find it. Which one? This one would be Galaxy Degen Scans. Is it? No, LH Translation. They're okay. They're alright. They do the same thing a little bit. You would probably do it. Maybe Galaxy Degen Scans isn't on here. But you'll see it a lot with these 1, 2, or 3. This is actually kind of a lot. This is actually kind of a lot. Maybe things are better this week. You gotta believe me. You just gotta trust. But they'll usually translate 1 or 2. This is porn. They'll translate like 1 chapter or 2 chapters, and they'll drum up a bunch of interest, and sometimes it dies. Galaxy Degen Scans does this a lot, and I was like, this is really interesting. So I wanted to translate, and I was gonna keep doing it. And then these motherfuckers show up out of nowhere, snipe my fucking bullshit. I was gonna translate number 3. I was gonna do it. You gotta believe me. And then like probably like a couple weeks afterwards, they just fucking show up and they own my ass with actual Japanese translators, and they take mine. The chapter before yours was so horrible. I was constantly correcting every speech bubble in my head, and then your version comes over and there's not a single mistake. Thank you. You're such a kind soul. I cared so much because I didn't know how to do it. All right. I'm so sorry. This isn't video games. I had never done anything like this before. I don't speak Japanese. I watched a lot of anime when I was in middle school. And then at a time I stopped watching anime and I just started reading manga. I have, what are we at? 1,188. I'm not going to hold on that for too long. There's probably a lot of suggestive stuff in there. I'll probably get banned off of Twitch. I read a lot of manga. And I was like, I didn't know how to download fonts. I didn't use any, I used Paint 3D. And I painstakingly read the first 2, did a bunch of translations, thought about which one would work. I was so happy with how it came out. I was so happy, truly. And it sucks that this chapter is not available. Do I have it saved somewhere? Hold on. I'd love to open up my gallery, but it will dox me because of OneDrive. What the fuck am I doing? Skill Ender Chapter 2. I have all of the pages on me right now. Oh my god. Oh my god. Like, and don't get me wrong, this wasn't perfect. You can really see it here. I don't know how to redraw. I don't know how to redraw. So every time there'd be like little Japanese text here, I'd just put the white box. This one's probably a little too big. But the thing is, I wanted it to cover up the kanji here, right? And so you're probably reading this, you're like, oh, Throne, why is all this white box? I thought it would look visually better if it was just this box here instead of like a bunch of random like kanji, because I can't read kanji. You probably can't read kanji either. Oh man, I took it from an Indonesian things too because I can't translate from Japanese. Oh man, it was goated. It was actually goated. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm so happy with that happened. Thank you for following the stream. I appreciate it. I don't really translate manga anymore. I wanted to. I tried. I don't know if you've seen it. There's a manga on Mangadex about monster girls. And like this old man. It's kind of, it's not great, but it began interestingly enough. I wanted to translate that on stream. But the thing is, a lot of I don't want to be mean. How do I say this in a way that doesn't sound like I'm dogging on my own viewers? Because I don't want to. I've read a lot of manga. I'm desensitized to large anime breasts. It so happens that a lot of my community are maybe are a little bit not as desensitized to large anime boobs in like naked shots. And so it was probably in my best interest to not do that. And then I just didn't end up doing it. And then ChatGPT got really big, and now everybody who wants to use MTL can just fucking have the robot do it. God. Did Right Dark Scans do it, or is that something else? There is like a really shitty manga translation team called, I think, Right Dark Scans. They, around the time I was translating, they were sniping a bunch of shit and putting out really low quality translations. I don't know if they're probably not still around, but I fucking hated those guys. Those guys were awful because they'd snipe series and then do it for like 10 chapters and it'd just be awful fucking garbage slop, the worst thing in the entire world. And then they drop it and nobody want to pick it up again. So, because the series, because of the translations, was so miserable, nobody wanted to read more, so nobody would translate. If you want to watch slop, you kind of have to deal with it. Yeah, I'm desensitized to it. All right, I'm very sorry, Deeves. I didn't read your message. You haven't seen Oppenheimer yet, but I remember I used to be fascinated by him when I was in high school before the movie. I tried reading his book and could not understand it. His book, like Oppenheimer wrote a book, or his book, like American Prometheus? I didn't know Oppenheimer wrote a book. How do I want to do this? Whatever will be good here. This is probably fine. I can't imagine a way this goes sideways. Oh, man. Man, it's been so long. I haven't thought about Skill Ender manga in such a long time. Thanks for following the stream. I appreciate it. I said that I'd be translating, and I wanted to do it on stream more often. Let's see, 4 years ago? I'd love it if I could actually get the time of my upload. Let's see if I can find it, actually. Because 4 years ago is too vague. Day access, December, or February 22nd. Yeah, I know that. But what about right now? Garbage, 3, what the fuck am I doing? Skelender. If I could go, show more options, properties. Created, this was not created the 25th. Modified 2022. January 30th. So that was spring semester of my junior year. Dude, this is part of like the worst, not the worst time of my life. This was on I translated manga on the come up of my life. My life was really bad before that point, and then my life got better, and I translated manga. I was having a great time. I believe you apologize for using the translation thing. Yeah, 100%. Because I couldn't translate from Japanese. Fuck, I said it must have been from Translation Dict. I didn't use a Japanese website. I used the Indonesian copy. I used an Indonesian translation, referenced it with the English translation, and then if anything got too confusing, I would, I did find the Japanese translation and try to work it from there. But yeah, I used the Indonesian one and then I cross-referenced it. I did a lot. I had Japanese stuff open on my computer at the time. I can't remember what exactly for. But I just, you know, I didn't speak Japanese and I really wanted to translate the manga. So I just, you know, I really enjoyed it. And I hoped that either I would maintain motivation to do it or someone else would pick it up. And Galaxy DGen Scans did eventually pick it up, so good for them, I guess. Low-key stealing my shit, but whatever. I'm glad, you know what, I'm glad they did it, because the series kind of fell off a little bit. I mean, it's just, it is how it is, right? The opening of a series is pretty interesting, it's pretty cool, and then after a while, I just kind of got bored of it. And if I had continued to translate it, I would have been like, damn. I would have been bummed out, I think. But yeah. Oof. Oppenheimer did write a book. I forgot what it's called. It's sciencey. I believe it. I'm never gonna read a book by someone whose science is the whole thing. I need to trust their editor. I would have to trust their editor. Because like, to make a good book is different from being like a really smart science guy. It's an entirely different skill set, and although I'm sure the book is great, if I open up a book and I start seeing formulas, I'm closing that shit immediately. Unless it's in manga, in which case I will read it and then translate it. I remember I did like percentages and stuff because it was like it's based off of like bank lending, the concept of the manga. So remember, I did percentages. I wonder if I can find it. All right, pictures. What the fuck am I doing? Yeah, I tried to translate Countess page 1. I didn't get very far into it, and then someone picked it up. So let's see. Can I skip through here? Percentages. I'm looking for. I wonder if there was a. Uh-oh. There we go. And. There we go. That's what I was looking for. I'm looking for like a percentage equation. I keep toggling because my right click button is my right click button is the thing. No, I think it is just percentages. Yeah. Yes, percentages. I don't think there's any actual stuff in there, which makes sense. It's been such a long time. I believe every 10 days his earnings got increased by 10%. He's in the party for 6 years. All I remember is that I'd have to look at the translation and like look up, type the number, look up, look down, type the number, look up, back up, look down, type the number. A lot of nines, a lot of just random number bullshit. Because a lot of isekai slop is just, my number is so big. I have such a big number. And it was a big number, isekai. You know, it's like, oh, my number, it's so massive, it's so large. Now you know I'm goated because my number's really big. We had 3 hands for a sec, don't worry about it. They were OGs before they got kicked out of the Heroes Party meta of the day and age. 100%. 100%. And it's so weird to like be old and to have read manga for as long as I have. Cause I haven't, the thing is I'm a grown man now. At the time I was not. It's weird because so many anime fans now are kind of young and kind of like, I was talking about this on stream. I didn't articulate myself very well because I don't have a gift for talking out of my ass. The circle one, the bottom left green building, the sus? Nah, it's fine. Does it look like Among Us? I don't think it does. But so many anime fans now are like kind of normie or like kind of young. And so I guess I'm old. I guess I'm like an OG and I can talk about how anime has changed because it has changed and I've noticed it changing. Not anime, but manga. I stopped watching anime. Man, I was so mad. I was so mad. I don't know if you were around or remember or care about this, Ian. But I think in 2019, Demon Slayer won Anime of the Decade, and I was so like disillusioned with the anime community, as it were, that I just gave up. I stopped watching. I switched to manga entirely. I just couldn't do it. Like, how am I supposed to speak to these people that believe Demon Slayer is better than Steins Gate? I couldn't do it. I was so angry. I don't know about anger. I was upset. I was upset at the time. Which, rightfully, maybe. Oh, traffic lights. I could use traffic lights. Is there anything here that desperately needs traffic lights? You will? This is absolutely a motorway job. But now, what is it? Manga's a lot more... I've read so much flop. I wish I could sort. God, I wish MangaDex was a good platform and I could sort easily by it. That would be so nice, but I don't think I can. You guys can't see when I like not clean out my eye, but like itch my eyes. Itch my eyes? That sounds weird. That sounds weird to say. There we go. That'll be okay. That'll be alright. My old friend threw me in the deep end with Monster Girls when I was like 7 or 8. You did get thrown in the deep end. Like Monster Musume? That's crazy. That's nuts. I'm desensitized. I don't know if I could listen. Even like I tried to show my stream Monster Girls. I don't know if I could ever show a 7 or 8-year-old monster Musume. No, by sus I mean like it's getting the black circles too fast. Yeah. There's not too much I can do about it. It has the best access it can get. Are you Mick fucking serious right now? Alright, if I put a road through here, all of this will get gunked up. And I do mean all of it will be gunked up. Which means... And I can't erase that. That the best thing for me to do... They do save because this is elite mode. I would have just destroyed everything and rebuilt it if this wasn't. Okay, that's probably fine. Other than the fact that it takes forever. But yeah, what was it? Oh, what's the new move? It's not reincarnation anymore. MangaDex. I tried to type it into my fucking Windows Home. That's weird. That's strange. What have I been reading recently? I don't know. So much of this is like kind of boring. Slice of Life is back on the rise a little bit. That's fun. If I go to my updates, what's in here? I'm sorry, I can't show you guys. There's a bunch of anime boobs. I've read a lot more Slice of Life lately. I think it's kind of on the move. Because I've been reading more Slice of Life. It's popped up more recently. But maybe that's just what I gravitate to now. I don't know if I'm reading less isekai or if isekai has lessened for Slice of Life anime to come through the way. Because a lot of what I've been reading recently is Slice of Life. It's been a while since I've read any isekai. Let's see, what am I thinking of? I don't know, it's been a while. Controversial opinion, Slice of Life only works with food or good comedy. Maybe what I meant was too broad. You know, like romance Slice of Life. You don't fuck with romance Slice of Life? That's fair. I do think... Alright, I gotta lock in real quick. We'll get a tunnel and then we gotta link this. We gotta link this to something. If I do this, it's gonna cause a clog. I know. But there's only so much I can do. Yeah, this is gonna clog the shit out of everything. We're just gonna fuck a wee ball and go there. We have a blue one on the right that's in danger. I appreciate it. Thanks for looking out for me, Deebs. I think I think a big slice of life, the controller of all slice of life. I think that sucks. Like I remember I was talking to a friend. I'm part of the reason, I guess. I'm part of a problem. But I was talking to my friends. I was talking to my friend once, and he was like, "Yeah, I saw that Komi-san, or sorry, that made it sound like he watches anime. Um, yeah, I saw that this manga called Can't Komi-san Can't Communicate is really big. You know anime. Is it like cool?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's all right, but if you want anything romantic to happen, you got to be ready for like 500 chapters." You know? Which was mean at the time because I don't because Nagatoro didn't go for 500 chapters. I don't even think Kaguya-sama went on for 500 chapters. And notably, Kaguya-sama hit the romance way sooner than the end. Like there was a good part of that. How many chapters Komi-san? I think Komi-san actually went for 500, which would be funny if I was right, but there's probably no way. Dude, I said it as a hyperbole. Someone needs to take the fucking pen out of this guy's hand. All right. Oh, not very into romance. I understand the appeal. I think more recently, this is fucking insane, right? Like this is crazy. This is disgusting. 500? Your ass does not need 500. I understand Komi-san wants to make 100 friends. Has anyone here read the 100 Girlfriends Really Love You anime or manga? Because let me tell you what, girlfriend number fucking 14 really gets shafted in chapter 84. You can't handle that much. At a point, you just gotta call it. But no, it's crazy that I did clog it. I don't know if he ever ended up reading Komi-san. I should have been nicer to him about it. I should have been like, oh yeah, Komi-san's great. I should have just glazed it. No, I like romance slice of life. I'm at a point in my life where I struggle talking to people in the real world. And as such, I need to sustain myself by living through anime characters. No, I think it's cute. I think there's a renaissance of slice of life anime, or not, or romance slice of life. I guess it's the thing is there's romance and there's romance slice of life. Slice of romance for dudes, I guess is what I should call it, because there's romance for women, and that's not really what I'm talking about. What is it? A shoujo anime? Like, let me pull up some of the stuff I'm reading, but I can't show you guys right now because there's a bunch of anime boobs. Not definitely not gonna show that one. Uh, this one's actually not. That one's kind of generic. Osana Robot. Hold up. I'll try and get like 4 or 5. That one's pretty good. This one's kind of fucked up, but I like it. All right. I'm pretty sure all of these are. Yeah, they're vaguely suggestive. Um, this is a romance slice of life in an isekai. It's pretty good. This is a romance slice of life where she wants to have sex with him, but he doesn't. You know, he's not about that. I think that in the wake of isekai, because isekai used to be, for those of you who don't know, those of you who don't read such a large amount of manga that it takes up way too much of your actual daily time every day. Isekai used to be so massive. Like the titles got really, I'm sure everybody's heard reincarnated as a refrigerator, right? The titles you get so long and so obtuse, and so many interesting ideas would get picked up by these isekai writers and then eventually thrown in the garbage because they don't know how to write it effectively, right? And that would happen kind of a lot. And it was like that for years. It was like that for years. I think in the wake of that, maybe that people who would write romance slice of life witnessed that and went, what if you actually took these interesting ideas and you turned it into people who can actually write like really good? And so the hit rate has gone from like 1 out of 5 to 3 out of 5. You know? Girl, who a girl who wanted to have sex with her girlfriend said no, then developed a fetish for dolls, and then the ex-girlfriend's sister also has a fetish for dolls, meets aforementioned girl. That's fucking crazy. Who the fuck thought of that? You have to be a crackhead. But I'm reading it and it's not bad. It's pretty good. And my favorite romance would be Pandora and the Crimson Shell, but it's not something I'd recommend because it's not for everyone. I don't think I've read that. I don't know Ball. I used to listen. I was a big isekai reader for a long time. You know, I read probably 500 isekai, probably 500 isekai manga before I even attempted to finish Naruto. That was a really big shitty isekai, like the reader guy. Like that was kind of my thing. Light novel title syndrome. Ugh. Yeah. I like Nichijou. That's a good slice. Nichijou's phenomenal. Nichijou is great. It's weird. The thing is, right? How I see it personally. I lived through it. Slice of Life had a really big resurgence a couple years ago. I say a couple years, like a decade ago. You're looking at Nichijou. You're looking at Lucky Star. You're looking at fuck it. If you listen, Haganai. Dare I say Haganai? I can't make any friends. I don't know if you'd say that's peak. All right, but I liked it. I liked the first season. I watched it. I rewatched it recently. You're looking at Oremo. You're looking at Eromanga Sensei, and you can gradually see it kind of start to taper off, right? You could gradually like get a sense that like okay, things aren't really working too great in the sphere. Like it slowly deteriorated over time. And eventually, Slice of Life anime and Slice of Life manga kind of died out a little bit. It didn't become as omnipresent as it used to be. And then in that space, I'm about to lose because I haven't addressed this like blue guy. And in that space, I believe that isekai manga really took off, really started forming. You know, light novel title syndrome, the longer isekai exists, the more it deteriorates. It really is like an apple that you've left out on a counter on a windowsill. And you didn't put it in the fridge, you didn't freshen it, you're just leaving it there, and eventually it rots, you know? And it was funny the first time when you had a title that was literally 3 sentences long, but you know, after a couple years, it just gets worse, and it's not as good. And I think in that time that isekai manga really took off and then deteriorated, romance slice of life kind of has taken a couple pointers, and now I think it's getting better. Because I think a big problem with the fall off of Slice of Life, as I knew it, was so many Slice of Life anime and manga were just about having sex with your sister. Now listen, if you want to make a manga about that, I can't say it's a free country because you're Japanese, but I'm not going to get in a fuss about it. If you want to write Oremo and Eromanga Sensei, that is God ordained you with that task, and we're all just gonna have to deal with it when inevitably it gets put into an anime, and we all watch it to see how crazy it is. But you can only make so many manga about trying to have sex with your sister. You can only do it so much, and eventually ran out of ideas. And I think in this kind of under this downtime, I think you know all these people who grew up with Slice of Life romance manga kind of charged up and they got ideas, and now I think it's stronger than ever. You're looking at Kaguya-sama. You're looking at Nagatoro. I'm not going to say Komi-san. It is an interesting idea, but I read a Slice of Life manga that is not romance, that is better and has the same idea. And is better. So, low-key, 500 chapters is fucking disgusting. That is industry plant right there. And someone needs to take the pen out of his hand. Industry plant. I don't count that one. Nagatoro is pretty good, though. Like that one. Uzaki-chan. I guess. I don't know. Uzaki-chan's fine, I think. It's alright. You know, you're looking at fucking Dress Up Darling. You know, there's a resurgence, and I love to see that. You know? Because I've been reading shitty isekai for too long. And I don't just mean big manga either. Because Dress Up Darling was kind of, it blew up from the jump, and it was always really big. I mean, like, the stuff on Mangadex. Because it feels like the Mangadex is where all of like the little things start, and then they get like a little bit of traction. They get put into a volume, and I see them in my local Barnes and Noble, and they get a little bit of traction, and then I see them on the anime slide, and I go, holy shit, this is crazy, you know? I witnessed the rise and fall of a Tome wa mob in Shadow Eminence. It went from something I saw on Mangadex to something I could actually go pirate and watch because I'm not paying for Crunchyroll. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And I think it's amazing that that happened. And I think, and I pay more attention to the smaller mangas than the bigger mangas, right? Anything, I don't really read the big mangas, I read the stuff on Mangadex. And I think that, because I'm pretty sure Dress Up Darling's kind of old. But I think the smaller mangakas are making more slice of life romance, and I think a lot of them are really good. I think a lot of them are great, and I'm happy this is the direction it's going, because I was low-key a little fucking sick of going, ooh, a new isekai, and then I read the first 5 chapters and it's like, holy shit, this is peak, and then 5 more chapters go by, it tanks, it's absolute ass, and I have to I'm fucking scrolling through it because I don't want to drop it. Oh, I'll catch up later. I remember it being good, and then I scroll past it, and then fucking 5 months pass, and it dies on the translation floor at chapter 24, and it just sucks dick. I'm sick of it. All right, better times. I'm sorry, I haven't been reading chat. I'm sorry. Hopefully the apple would turn into fertilizer which starts a new seed. My little sister can't be this cute. Is that a Remo or is that something else? They're all the same. I'm wondering how the Skill Ender one managed to churn out 99 chapters. I have no idea. I have no clue. The idea I think was really interesting for me at the time. But that might have been in my like isekai. I love it. I like my isekai. You know, I read a lot of party betrayal stuff at the time. That might have been during the phase where I read a lot of that. So that was why I was really interested. I think it's an interesting niche, you know. I think it's an interesting niche. I don't have a problem with it. But eventually, here's the thing: when you read enough manga where it's like, oh, I was abandoned by the hero's party, or oh, I was betrayed by my friends. I got a spoiler for all of them right now. You go on and you be happy with your life. It's the same with all revenge, same with all betrayal. At the end of the day, right? The ending, like the idea, the theme is just to go on with your life and be happy. That's how you win. And low key, once you understand that, it's like, it's the same thing. I heard someone call that kind of romance genre as shows for dudes who get no women and spread no paper. The best anime is Cory in the House. Can someone make this guy VOD? No! Never! I don't think I've ever watched Cory in the House. I was around when the Cory in the House memes were at their biggest, but I never watched it. I was never committed to the joke enough. But I get it, 100%, man. You know, everything is a JoJo's reference. I get it. I was around back then. I love Civilization Builder isekais because sometimes they bring up cool fun facts. That is interesting. The thing about the spread and the propagation and the sheer amount of isekais is that sometimes a lot of the time you would just get dog shit, and then sometimes like City Builder, you know, sometimes I got isekai'd as a girl. I am a girl. I got isekai'd into the past. With the Romans, and I'm discovering magic and creating toilets for the first time. Like, fuck it. Yeah, hell yeah, I'll read that. That's dope as fuck. The problem is that a lot of those, sometimes they'll pop off, but a lot of the times the really interesting ones won't, because they just won't click for some people, which is a shame. You know, and it's part of my fault as well, because I can't remember all these Japanese names. I think there's an anime called Fooly Cooly. Fooly Cooly is really big. It used to be really big. You gotta understand, my anime sense is 10 years behind the times. So like, I heard Fooly Cooly was really big, but I don't know if it's really big for like most people now. Did I get the achievement for expert? That's what I'm hunting for. Best anime has to be Fat Albert though. I was into slime isekai for a good year. I don't know what it was. I fucking hated slime isekai. I hated it, you know, and it's weird, and I don't remember why. I do not remember why, but I fucking despise slime isekai. I don't know why. I don't remember. Rimuru and his gag lagoons. To me, it felt kind of like Overlord, and I was like, if I wanted to watch this, I would just go watch season 2 of Overlord. And then I just watched season 2 of Overlord, and then I just didn't come back to it. I just didn't fuck with it. I don't know why. Which is like, it's not like a taste thing. It's not like oh, I'm too good for this. All right. One of my favorite mangas or animes at the time was Arifaretta, from Commonplace to World's Strongest. Really edgy, really cringy. I love it. I love it. I think it's awesome. But it's not like the pinnacle of like art. It's one I haven't seen any of the seasons. I just read the light novels. I just bought and read the light novels. I didn't catch the rest of the anime. I'll do a daily challenge. I'll go to Warsaw. Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that either. I guess I'll do this one. I don't trust you if you're a Nintendo manchild who's a fan of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure in Madoka Magica. What are you bringing Madoka Magica into this for? Alright, leave Madoka Magica alone. It's okay to be a fan of Madoka Magica. It's been years since I saw it, but low key, I don't know. What's the problem with Madoka Magica? I feel like American anime is King of the Hill, The Boondocks, and Batman the Animated Series. Well, you know, it's just like, in terms of really good American shows, yeah, 100%. I don't know. I mean, the thing about anime, right, is that it's distinctly Japanese. But like, those shows are really good. You know, it's like, it's so weird. It's a little odd. Evolution isekais are entertaining because you get to see crazy shit they learn from nowhere and then turn into an immortal god. Yeah, that is just Arifaretta. It's vaguely similar to Slime Isekai, but I don't know. For some reason, I didn't fuck with Slime Isekai. For some reason, I don't know. Yeah, Evolution Isekais are kind of fun. I don't know how to, because the thing is, I don't want to like, because what we're getting into is part of the reason I stopped watching anime. Because I stopped watching anime, I want to say early high school. I had friends who were into anime, but they were like they were a little cringe. Well, you know, we all are when we're into anime. But they did turn out to be like awful people. They did turn out to be awful people. I have awful, you know, they low key, they did me wrong. They did me mad wrong. And so anything that they used to do, I have a negative like bias towards immediately. I think the insistence on calling any really good American show an anime is a little unneeded, you know, because there have been people going like Avatar, The Last Airbender might as well qualify to Avatar should qualify as an anime. And to me that was always strange, because Avatar is Chinese, right? Avatar is really Chinese. Like, I understand that Avatar is really good, but using anime as like a slang term for really good cartoon show, to me, kind of, I've read a lot of anime. I've watched a lot of anime. To me, anime is not this kind of like all-encompassing, really good art form, because I've seen a lot of garbage. All right, I like Haganai. I think Haganai is great. Do not go watch Haganai. All right, you're gonna watch it and be like, this guy's a fucking creep for watching the show. Also, I feel like American Cowboy and Japanese Samurai are similar, and that's just me. No, I think you're all right. Yeah, they're both like kind of mercenaries that do their own. I see it. I see the vision. Anime is just a word for Japanese animation. Same with my fave shows. I don't understand the short term for, you know, every really good, like, and every really good American animation must be considered anime. Like, it is just a word for Japanese animation. And I think it represents more than that. But I don't think it's like you know, Avatar: The Last Airbender, any of this should be considered anime. But then again, we gotta understand, I'm like old. I'm not about that. I'm not about this new shit. I'm not about this new shit. You know, I grew up kind of emulating and really wanting to be like all the really grumpy people on the internet that were like, I hate normies watching anime. You know? And so that's kind of where I get my anime taste from. You know, when I think of a really good, phenomenal anime, you know, I'm over here. What are some of the greats? You know, we're talking Kill la Kill, we're talking Bebop, we're talking Monogatari. You know, and new people just have this new shit, and it's a new culture, and it's just different. And it's not. It's weird because I grew up while all this was becoming mainstream. Not mainstream, but becoming mainstream in terms of anime at least. You know, like Boondocks anime, Avatar anime, all this stuff. Like, I grew up with that, but I don't know. I had always emulated like the, like the angry, annoying anime fans. Is there a term for South Korean animation? I'm unaware, although I do know the term for South Korean manga is manhwa. I have no idea. I think it's just grouped into anime. The Japanese cultural superiority has made its way. Fucking solo leveling, dude. I'd say there's anime art style and anime category, which are two different things. Yeah, I think so. I don't know. It's been such a long time. Yeah, not the anime fan to incel pipeline. It's real. It's tough. Let's see. I'll pump you just straight down here. Why not? I'd love it if I could get a bridge or a mini motorway, because this isn't gonna work out very well for me. I really need a bridge or a mini motorway. Goated! Alright, let's fucking get you guys out of here, because you definitely shouldn't be where you are right now. Yeah, there we go. And then you need to be here, which is annoying. I'm just gonna leave these two cars to do it. And it's gonna be okay, and it's gonna be fine. We're not gonna have any issues. Are you fucking serious? The minute I do this brand new shit, you're gonna be like, oh, by the way, you need to link these two places? Okay, man. Well, that works out. That works out. That's actually fine. Yeah, okay. We're gonna do this. Yeah, that's alright. Alright, oh my gosh. Mini Motorways. What's up, Dugong for the win? Your profile picture is not Dugong. Who is that? What is, that's a Roblox character. What's up, Dugong for the win? Welcome to the stream. I guess Imperial Japan basically took over most of East Asia. How many animes do you think you've watched? Let me go to my Annie list. It'll be a conservative estimate, but I'm afraid it'll have to do. Is that expert mode? No, this is the daily challenge. Login failed. Let's see. What do I got? Oh, this is anime list. What do I have on here? Show me a number. Overview. Yeah, this is a conservative estimate. I basically just put down all the ones I could remember. This is the guy from Tomb Raider. Who is this from? Oh, wait, no, she's Peak. Who are you from? Oh, that's from Noragami. It's been fucking years since I opened this up. Yeah, it's expert mode. Alright, oh, sorry, we were talking about anime. Yeah, this is a conservative estimate 100. I definitely watched more than 150, but it's been a long time. And I couldn't remember then, and I can't remember now. You know? I'm gonna send that to him. All right, sorry. Back to the video game. Back to your regularly scheduled programming. I'm sorry. We're talking about anime. Let me send that to my friend real quick. Oh, I closed their DM because they wouldn't pick up my calls. Yeah. That's real. That's real as fuck for me to do. Whoa, over 150. Definitely over 150. I was really big in anime. No, I'm crying. There we go, we're fine. Oh, wait, these guys actually aren't gonna do anything. And I'm not gonna have them do anything. There's no reason for them to. This should be more than fine. This should be ample. These guys are a problem. But I think as soon as this clears out, we'll be okay. The problem is this. I need this to clear out immediately, but I can't, like, force it. which is annoying. There we go. I'm gonna watch the latest Isekai Slop release and then go to sleep, so see you later. Alright, bye, and thanks for following the stream. I appreciate it. Thanks for talking about anime with me. Alright, I've been back on the anime grind as of late. Not true. I've been back to watching anime. I watched a guy talk about Gantz. Oh, I remember Gantz. That's not true. I never watched it. I remember hearing about Gantz. Yeah, I might be fucked here, and I honestly don't think it's my fault. These guys just aren't going. Right? There's a bunch of purple here from before I built the bridge, and they haven't cleared out. And so what's happening is that these guys, these cars, are kind of stuck in here, and they won't move. They won't do anything. You know, they've just been stuck there, and that clogged all the blues, and then the blues couldn't do it. So, to be honest, I could probably do this better 100%. Yeah, replay challenge, but no. Dugong for the win. If you're still here, you don't have to be. You don't have to be. I'm not trying to trap you in here. I'm not trying to guilt you. All right, you're good. Have you? There's a, you know about the new update, right? Cape Town. See, it's an interesting map. I wish there was more to do with water pre 2000 trips. I do wish there was more to do with water pre 2000 trips. Ah, fuck this one. I'll just do the other one. Because for the most part, you don't need any bridges below 2000, which is kind of strange. What's the guy? I don't remember Gantz. It's been a long time. There's a lot of animes that I do not remember. And there are a lot of animes that I do remember very hazily, but I do not remember their name. Rip. It did not go very well. Slowly but surely. But no, there's a, for those of you who don't know, I talked about this, but I'll talk about it again. There's a new web series that came out called, that's not true. It's been out for several years now. It popped off recently on Twitter. It's called 2 Kawaii for Comfort. It's really good. It's really phenomenal. It's about, you know, anime fans and the cons that they go to. Yes, hell yeah. I think it's a great map. I'm excited to get 3 more maps this year. 3 more maps. Ideally we'll get whatever sequel to this game that they can create. I don't know how they do it, but I'm interested in mini Metro Motorways or whatever. And it started this really big discourse online about how anime fans today are very different from how they used to be. You watched it. Good cinematography. The thing is, I remember people ask about it, and the creator was like, it's been several years, also I'm colorblind. So I think a lot of people kind of have an issue with the cinematography. Personally, I don't. I think it has a weird, like, feeling to it, and I think that kind of adds to it. I think that kind of adds to what the series is. So personally, I enjoy the cinematography, but apparently people on the internet didn't, which is a bummer. This way, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. Cut down this, put that there. My high score. Listen, Dugong, if you have any sage wisdom for me, let me know. Hold on, let me. If you have any sage wisdom for me, I would appreciate it. You see, I got a couple of achievements. These are all the ones I don't have. Complete 2000, complete 2000, complete 2000, complete 2000, complete 2000, complete 2000, complete 2000s. I have a little bit of a problem with hitting the 2K mark. So if there's any secret techniques that you could bestow onto me, I would appreciate it. That'd be great. Because it is my biggest problem in this game that I cannot access post 2K. Just can't do it. I think I've done it like twice. And I gotta do it for all the maps if I want to get all the achievements. Not that I don't usually achievement hunt, but I like this game and I play it a lot. But yeah, I think it's great. And it started this whole, like, idea, you know, anime cons aren't as cringe and aren't as genuine as they used to be, because so much of it is either invaded by normies, there are phones everywhere, people are scared of being filmed. A lot of anime fans today used to bully anime fans, you know, we've gone from anime fans kind of being one of all to being, oh, you need to watch this socially acceptable anime. And it was this really big, and it reminded me because I stopped kind of watching anime because of like the big shift that happened. People pegged it at 2020. I think it happened around, I think the really big thing happened around 2020, but I think it was overall shifting before that. Yeah, I'll take a roundabout, sure. Why not? I always enjoy a free roundabout. Alright. Can I do this? There we go. Oh. No. We'll do this here, and we'll do this there. Is that a good idea? There we go. Genius at work. It's got a little dangly bit, but whatever, that's fine. And like, you know, maybe instead of being kind of upset and disappointed, you know, that the anime community is just so different from how it used to be, maybe I should just, you know, just be like I used to be. And instead of giving up on them, I'll just be like twice as cringe and twice as weird for all the people that want anime to be normal. You know, I was thinking about that. And maybe I do. I rewatched Haganai recently. And it really was, I tweeted about it. Don't follow my Twitter. Never do. Never follow my Twitter. But it was like, I likened it to taking a shot of Everclear after getting your 2 years sobriety chip from Alcoholics Anonymous. And I stand by that. I think that's pretty reasonable. Haganai is very extreme. To me, it's like the pinnacle of anime. Not in the sense that it's literally the best anime out there, but in the sense that it kind of encapsulates so much of anime. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, oh! It encapsulates so much of anime. And, you know, it was like going back. And then I watched season 2 and I was like, this isn't as good. 2001, An Anime Odyssey is also a good short film on old American culture. Thank you very much, Tony, for finding an uncommon Pikmin at a party. How did he escape? He's so freaky. I hate that guy. God, he is ugly as fuck. That Pikmin is gross. But yeah, I think, you know, maybe it's time to get back. And I don't mean get back to how it was when I was around either. I mean, it's time to be fucking old school about it. Alright? I'm gonna start going around to everybody who's like, oh yeah, I really like Full Metal Alchemist. I'm gonna be like, have you even seen Lucky Star? You fucking chump. Cause I remember when I was younger, it was like these new head anime fans fucking love Full Metal Alchemist and they're putting it over Steins Gate. Like, what's fucking wrong with these idiots? I hate these fucking newbies. And now we're so far removed from that to where if you're like, oh, I love Full Metal Alchemist, people are like, that's real gangster shit. You know, you're an OG if you like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood specifically. You know? And it was like, I was around with, it was like different, it was like, you're a normie for that. Like, these people really, all of these people, you know? I think what really dates me, what really grinds my gears specifically, is the concept of Sword Art Online being seen as anything other than a flaming trash pile. I have seen a single person on the internet say that SAO was good, and they weren't, kind of like flamed into oblivion, and that's how I knew times had changed. That's how I knew. Alright, there are people out there that genuinely believe Sword Art Online is good, and that shows that anime and its community has failed. We are no longer who we used to be, you know, and that is a problem. That is an issue. They used to bully the shit out of people that loved SAO. And the thing is, most of the people that loved SAO were children. For you who may not know, SAO was one of the few animes that was on Netflix. And so a lot of children would be me specifically. This is me. I got bullied. I got bullied. I saw SAO. I thought it was really good, and I was like, this anime shit's pretty cool. It's pretty dope. And then I go on the internet and I'm getting fucking like, SAO is the dumbest fucking thing ever. If you think SAO is good, then you're literally a fucking ape. I've seen orangutans with more brain cells than you. I was like, fuck, SAO must be bad. And then I watched it again when I was older, and I was like, holy shit, this is fucking dog shit. It was like a rite of passage. And yeah, it wasn't like the nicest thing in the world, but looking back on it now, I chuckle. I just kind of play mini Motorways like the flow-free game. You try to get all the colors that connect to each other and have their separate paths. Separate paths. So what I'm doing is bad. So what I'm doing is not great if we're talking about separate paths. No, okay, hold on. I can figure this out. I'm learning. I can't get rid of this one because oh, hold on. What if we remove the purples from the blues? Huh? Come on. You're looking at this, you're going, this guy's a genius. This guy's smart. Yo, thanks for watching the stream. Maybe not. What's up, Julia? What's up, Dino Lottles, the Dino system? Alright, you have a good night. Thanks for popping in, I appreciate it. So yeah, I don't know. I might watch more anime. It depends. I'm not gonna watch any of that new shit, let's be real. I remember, I talk about this, and I don't want to talk about this on stream, because it is mean. This is mean towards people I do like. And they do know I stream, and they may or may not watch it. However, it's time to start ruining some of my social relationships. I play D&D. That's not true. I try to play D&D with a group of people, and I organize with them online, and we had our first session, and after the first session, everyone's like, oh, what kind of anime do we all like? And naturally, I haven't seen anime in several years, right? So I throw out a safe answer that I've seen. You know, you don't want to say anything too crazy. You don't know if these people are normal, but they're dropping like, oh, I love anime. I'm like, oh, I love Erased. Erased is one of my favorite anime. They didn't know what Erased was. That's crazy. Because like, how are you out here watching Delicious in Dungeon and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, but you don't know what Erased is? Full Metal. How have you gotten to Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and you haven't seen Erased anywhere along the way? I don't need. Listen, if you haven't watched it, that's totally chill. You haven't heard of it? What? What are we doing? All right, This is not delicious. All right. I know it's not on Netflix, but come on, it's on Disney Plus. Does that not count for anything? We don't pirate anymore. Yeah, because over time it creates really bad traffic. Real. Haven't heard of it. Ah! The concept of not knowing Erased is so crazy. Because it was like, you know, I keep saying back then. But like, you used to get made fun of. They used to be very mean to you. You'd be like, oh, this guy doesn't know Erased. This person doesn't know Erased. Fuck this person. Normie, you know, fake anime fan. And I was like, yeah. And now I've seen these people, and these people outnumber me. I'm being outnumbered. What? What's happening? I'll do this. Yeah, I'd love it if, oh wait, I do have a mini motorway, but I'm not gonna like use it like that. I could do this. I watched Erase almost all in one sitting. It was that captivating. Erase is phenomenal. That's why it's my safe pick. My safe anime pick is Erase. It's like saying, oh, what's your favorite movie? John Carpenter's The Thing. If John Carpenter's The Thing is your favorite movie, I can't say anything bad about you. Personally, I need a little bit more. If we're talking movies to each other, okay, I need a little bit more from you. I was like, listen, you can't just say a masterpiece is your favorite movie. I need more from you. Okay, you can't just be like, oh, this movie that is phenomenal on every single level. Yeah, that's my favorite movie. I need something with like dirt under your fingernails. I need to see you. All right, listen. If you have good taste, that's cool, but I gotta see you. That's, to me, John Carpenter's The Thing is like Erased, but Erased is for anime. John Carpenter's The Thing is like a movie. Like if you drop that, it's like okay, clearly you know ball. But if that's your favorite movie, you're holding out on me. I know there's something in there that is not as perfect as John Carpenter's The Thing is that you enjoy more, but you don't want to say it. Phenomenal movie. Lovely movie. I love it to death. Absolutely. You got a little bit. You got something in the tank. 100%. I know you got something in there. I know you got a like a 3-star movie that you love. I know you got a 2-star that's absolutely dog shit that tickles you pink. But you know, to me it was crazy. It was crazy not knowing them. Erased. It feels like such a fundamental building block of like knowing anime. But you know, they're just not like that nowadays. Like Potato the movie. I don't know that guy. I don't know Potato the movie. I don't know him. I don't know Potato the movie. Yeah, it's just weird. I don't know. So I need to rewatch Erased. I can't believe I rewatched Haganai before Erased. Erased comes with a lot of baggage, I think. Let's see what else is in there. Can't remember. I'm washed. I'm old. It's been years. I gotta watch Monogatari, Bake Monogatari at some point. I believe it or not, haven't. Never have. I think it was just, you know, it was so overwhelming. People said it was so good. I didn't want to like watch it and then like not think it was good. You know, it's kind of like a race where like I'm going into it. It's like a big thing. You should remove the diagonal road for the greens onto the roundabout so they take longer. But it's a separate road. 100. Yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir. Or ma'am. Or them. I don't have a saluting emote, so I can't do anything like that. But if I had, listen, if I had one, I'd whip it out. Alright. Yeah. I don't know, I'm just old and crotchety. I gotta rewatch Steins Gate. That's what I need to rewatch, Steins Gate. That fucking anime is peak. That anime is so good. It is freakish. They created that. A human being created Steins Gate. Can you believe that? I didn't know people could make perfect art. There we go. Like Steins Gate has problems, that's for sure, 100%. But like, are you Mick fucking for real? Are you for real? But I do think, despite the problems it has, I think it's truly perfect. I think it's a beautiful thing. It's amazing. I think it's weird because like, this is another thing with new anime that's just not the case with the old anime. Or this is the thing with old anime that's not the case with new anime. It feels like old anime, it used to be okay to be dog shit for a little bit. The Monogatari series is a very word-heavy show. It'll take a season to get comfortable with its style for me. Well, yeah, no, it was like, I gotta pause, I gotta pay attention, I gotta lock in. I was like, listen, normally I just watch the TV show. Normally I just watch the anime and I go, yeah, that was good. With Monogatari, it's like a experience that you gotta like lock in for a minute. You know? And so that's why I never really got around to it. It was kind of overwhelming. Now, they do have Monogatari at home. They do have easier Monogatari. I saw this post on Twitter and it felt real. It felt so real. I can't find it again. But it was like, it was a picture of Monogatari and then like a stupid looking person. And then it was like not Monogatari. It was a picture of, well, Monogatari was in the picture. It was a picture of My Senpai is a Bunny Girl. Or Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, or whatever it's called. And then a very stupid looking person with like a large jaw and a small head. It wasn't, they were white. It was weird. It was weird. It felt racist, but it was white. Which, I don't know. Besides the point. And it was like My Ancestor and then Bake Monogatari. And I was like, that feels like something I would have seen years ago. That feels so real. 100%. Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai really is just watered down Monogatari. God, and the thing is, I love Rascal Doesn't Want to Dream of a Girl Senpai. I love that show. That show is amazing. But low key, they're right. Slender's so good I could die. Those two double destinations next to each other are scary. Where? What am I missing here? What's scary? This is how you know they're a 3.5 thousand level player. This is a... Oh, you're right. No, it's fine. It's fine. Probably. Maybe. Right? Hopefully. You know better than I. And you know better than I, and you think they're scary. I'll take precautions. Alright. Trust the expert. Alright. It's weird. It feels like the purples are taking longer to get to here, but to be honest, there's nothing in their way. There's nothing in their way. I don't understand what the problem is to get here. Like, yeah, they gotta go through this. Is that a problem? Is that part of it? Do I gotta... I'll do this. I'll cut it out here, and then maybe that'll help relieve things. Yeah, okay. And then we'll traffic light this. Traffic lighting this close to a highway is stupid in real life, but this isn't real life, so it doesn't matter to me. This is actually just a very normal Atlanta intersection. Don't love this. I can try... I can try this, taking it to here. I only have 3 motorways. Can I do this, maybe? Is this greedy? Yes. But does this localize an entire, like, cell to exclusively go to this? Also, yes. I think this might work. Because you get a lot of mini motorways from this. You get double the motorways. I might reach 2,000 here. I'm feeling pretty good. I don't love what's happening here, but I'm not feeling too bad about it. Oof, I'm hungry. I gotta study for an exam tomorrow. I have an exam tomorrow and the day after. I should be studying up for it. But I'll do so tonight. I don't have... The thing is, I don't have class tomorrow. Because... The thing is, I don't have class tomorrow because I have 2 classes every day. On Monday, Wednesday are my accounting classes, and on Tuesday, Thursday are my business classes. You may be thinking, accounting, business classes, what do you mean? They're the same thing. Business as in they have the prefix BUSN, and then accounting as in they have the prefix ACCT. The 2 business classes aren't related. They just happen to both be business. It's weird. It doesn't normally turn out like that. If you are not in college right now and you're going, I'm gonna have to take classes segregated by their prefixes, no, it just worked out weird for me. Anyways, the thing is, my accounting exams are literally tomorrow and the next day. So the class with an exam tomorrow is canceled because there's an exam that day, and the class with an exam on Tuesday is canceled just so that you have more free time to study. Unfortunately, the classes I have on Tuesday are not canceled for the Tuesday exam. So fuck me, I guess. Didn't wanna have fun anyways. Accounting, same. Heartbreak. My God. You get it. Finally, there's someone out there that understands. To be honest, I'm not too worried. I'm not too worried right now. I'm feeling pretty okay with it for the most part. It was weird because, I don't know, how do I say this without being incredibly rude and mean towards my institution that I learn at? They don't know how to teach accounting. All right, I'll say it. They don't know how to do it. Okay, I don't know what their problem is, but they have one, and I need them to fix it. All right, this is a problem, and this needs to be fixed. These 2 double destinations are really bad. You have an audit exam for tomorrow. Dude, I heard that's hard. I'm taking audit next semester. You're farther along the chain than I am. You're over here. You're thinking about the CPA exam. I'm over here. They'll give me CPA questions, and I'll be like, I don't really give a shit right now. Dude. Well, I don't know anything about audit. However, I have taken tax, and people are like, I fucking hate tax. It's way worse than audit. And taxes wasn't that bad. So if I extrapolate it to what you're doing, all right, you got this. 100%. 100%, I believe in you. Taxes weren't that bad for me. And if taxes are worse than audit, and you're farther along than I am, then you're probably big chillin'. 100%. Okay, but seriously, how the fuck do I do this? I almost failed my tax class. Well, I have good news for you. Apparently, audit's easier than tax. I have great news. I don't know. I think my brain is correctly wired for taxes. All right, how do I want to do this? What's going on here? The blues and the purples are using the same road. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. 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 How are we thinking on this? I think you want to do is the greens on the lower right corner go on the circle via motorway. Mm-hmm. The other group of greens. Greens on the lower right corner. The other group of greens. These guys? No, these guys are fine. These guys are solid. They work fine here. It's gotta be these. Like this. How would they get here? Stop telling me a motorway can't. A motorway's already placed there. Haha. You can bridge them to the circle. It's fine. Need to be motivated because they are far away. Oh. I'm getting a text. Can I look at something for someone? Which is a little worrying. Do I need to motorway the purples? Listen, if the purples can't fucking keep up with the circle, that's their fault. Alright, I'll say it. I can only do so much for people. You have all of these purples and you have this one place you can't fucking get here, that's on you, man. That's got nothing to do with me. This does have something to do with me, though. The thing is, these guys are weird. They're out of the way. I don't want to split it. I don't want to split these guys. So we'll do that. Trust, it'll be fine. It's because of the train. Ah, it's because of the train. These guys don't have a train. They should lock in. Roundabout or road tunnels? I'll take the road tunnels. Do I need the motorway here? I might need to. I think I do need to. That is alarming, to say the least. Go, go, deploy, deploy! Save this crisis! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're in too deep. We're in too deep. Oh man. No, it's fine. Trust. Trust in the system. Trust in the system. It'll be fine. It'll work out. Okay, it's not working out right now, but don't worry. The orange cars will disappear from these roads. And when the orange cars are gone, the only thing left will be green cars, and the green cars will be fine. I'm beginning to think that they might not be fine. There are so many fucking green cars, get out of the road! Oh, the traffic light doesn't work. The traffic light doesn't work. That is tragic. That's unfortunate. I put him there in order to make that happen. It seems like that was a foolish thing. Damn you, Mumbai. Why am I at least on a graph? Can I get a graph? I'm 9. What? Oh, wait, it just started. I'm number 19! I'm number 19! This is great! Oh my god. Luigi Mangione? Isn't he in prison? Normally I'm like at the bottom. Normally I'm at the bottom 40%. Oh my god, that's so awesome. That's so cool. Top 25? Well, barely fucking, like only like 20 is 25%, but only like 80 people have done this. But it's like still, that's awesome. 19th out of 80. That's not bad. That's not bad. All right, I'm gonna call it here. I'm getting tuckered out. I'm getting tired. You know, I feel like shit. I talked about this earlier, Dugunk, for the win. The only food I've had is ice cream and Pop-Tarts, which, you know, for a child maybe is probably the best meal. But for a grown man is probably not good. I'm scared to eat the ramen. There's too much sodium. I'm on a sodium kick right now. I'm on an anti-sodium kick. That was still an excellent one. Thank you, Deeps. You know, did you know like a normal cup of ramen will have like over 1,000 milligrams of sodium? Your recommended daily intake is like 1,300, which means if you have 1 cup of ramen, suddenly you're like brushing right up against the recommended sodium intake. You're warned against 2,500, which is like 2 cups of ramen. So, yikes. All right. Bam. Bing. Bop. Shovel. That works. I wish it would show up, but I really don't want to do the music thing again. It's kind of annoying to link it. Great stream. Alright, thank you very much for watching the stream. I hope you had a good time, because I had a great time. This went really well. No stream tomorrow because of the exam. So, you know, it is how it is. That's why I streamed today. Yeah. Haven't already, maybe consider following or subscribing. You know, depending whatever platform you're on. And yeah, that's really it. I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, evening, or night, depending on whatever time zone you happen to be in. And I hope that you'll see me again, or I'll see you. You can just see me. You don't need to chat. I like seeing you. Not like that. Goodbye.